To night shots, this might not be your first choice for a camera. But overall, I was pretty impressed with the camera and how competent it is. Of course, like again, the iPhone 8 was a pretty good camera phone in its day, but there are definitely tweaks to the image processing and all that sort of thing because these photos are looking pretty darn good, certainly for this price range. For video recording, it does have optical image stabilization, but it's not as good as the latest models from Apple or even the iPhone 10 family of phones. I could see some movement and bobbling as opposed to the impossibly smooth-looking video that you get from the latest iPhones. Again, that's fair for the price. It can shoot 4K video up to 60 frames per second. It can do slow motion video at 240 frames per second. The usual stuff, pretty much like the iPhone 8 could do. Just like other recent iPhones, it supports the HEVC, more efficient video recording codec, takes up less space, still good quality, and also the HEIF format. It's a new format for JPEG replacement if you wish to use that as well. And as ever, there's always iCloud, so if your phone starts running out of space, it can automatically just shift stuff up to the cloud and bring it back down when you want to reference it. But if you're a big-time video shooter, again, go for that 128 gig model to make sure you got some cushion there. Front camera is 7 megapixels. It looked a little more hazy and a little less defined to me versus something like the iPhone XR or the iPhone 11. It is what it is. It's decent. It's not class-leading. It's not priced like a class-leading phone. We have Qi wireless charging on board if that's your thing. And also the phone has a little bit more memory than the iPhone 8 had. It has 3 gigs of RAM versus 2 gigs on the iPhone 8. So if you're talking about memory, if you're talking about storage options versus the past SE, it's a huge jump ahead. The screen is also bigger at 4.7 inches. It's still Apple's Retina resolution, which means 326 ppi. The resolution is a little higher than the previous iPhone SE because the screen is bigger. The old one was only 4 inches. So yes, this phone's a little bigger than the previous iPhone SE, but by today's standards, it's darn tiny. When I picked it up, I was like, oh my God, it's so small. Granted, I do prefer big screen phones. This wouldn't be the phone for me as a result, but I know a lot of people actually prefer a smaller phone in their pocket, in their hand, not to mention the price tag. By the way, if you do want more storage, you can go up to 128 gigs. That's $50 more. Not a bad deal, that one. And if you want to go up to 256 gigs, then it's $550. At that point, I might start looking at an iPhone 11. The display on this is not OLED, it is IPS, just like iPhones of old, but it's a very nice looking display. You don't look at it and think, oh, it's drab. It actually looks quite nice. It's wide gamut, P3. It has a good 1400 to 1 contrast ratio. The brightness isn't great compared to the iPhone 11 family of phones, but I guess that's fair for $399. So this does around 625 nits of brightness versus over 1,000 on the iPhone 11 family or even the XS and XS Max. So if you use it outdoors in bright sunlight a lot, that's something to keep in mind. It is still visible. I had no problem seeing it, but it wasn't as easy to see. The phone is technically dual SIM because it has an eSIM and a nano SIM card slot. So if one of your two carriers supports eSIM, you can use it with 2 SIMs. It's also IP67 water resistant, which means down to 1 meter or 3 feet of water for up to 30 minutes. For those of you who are into fast wired charging, it does support 18-watt fast wired charging, just like the iPhone 11 family, but of course, just like the iPhone 11 family, the fast charger is not in the box, just the standard small charger, so that's an extra spend. It has Touch ID, obviously, and not Face ID, so for those of you who are more comfortable